Yes, Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. No Mbwemu today, blood. You know them way there, fam. Mbwemu, no. I said we'll win this game 2-1. X can't get me today. Hold that, you pussy, old bro. Yeah? Delete your drafts, even though you man won. But yeah, I was just shook going in there because anyhow Mbwemu would have done anything today and then man would have won. We would have been in big trouble. So yeah, just on the Mbwemu thing, he didn't actually have a great game, which is good. Good win. A good win. The first half, first 25 minutes wasn't great at all. In fact, it was really bad, I thought. I thought that we were in this sort of... We played that 4-4-2 again. Rashford was on the right-hand side, quite deep. Bruno and Højlund up front, and Garnacho out on the left. And the first 15-20 minutes, we just made it really easy for Brentford. I feel like we just sat off them. There was no press, and they were stroking the ball around nicely. They didn't cause us loads and loads of problems, but they basically played us off the park. So that wasn't good. The second half of the first period, we started to settle down. We started to get the ball down, and Garnacho was a bright spark, and Rashford was a bright spark. But there was no breakthrough. But I have to say, the goal that we conceded from the corner was absolutely pathetic for a multitude of reasons. It's just calamitous. The medical team, how they haven't managed to patch up his head 3 times of asking for De Ligt, and he has to go off, and then we're a man down from the corner. It's just stupid. Yes, when the game stops, when he gets the head injury, fine, you wrap it up. Then he has to go for some treatment again, and they put this little plaster on top of his head. And then before half-time, he needs more treatment. Like, just patch it up. Because there's about 3 or 4 of you. Just get a bandage on his head to get through to half-time. So there was incompetence there. Dalot takes a throw-in, and Eriksen's not looking and just throws it to nobody. And that's how the corner actually happens. And then the marking from the corner was really poor to allow Pinnock to score. So going in at 1-0, the confidence is down. It's calamitous. There's 3 things that have happened in a short period of passage of play. And we find ourselves 1-0 down against a team who were, let's be honest, it was an even game in that first half. But the second half, I have to say, we don't normally get reactions from the team at second half. We usually come out saying what was said at half-time because why was it so bad in the second half? Not a chance of that today. We came straight out. Yes. We came out in the second half and absolutely blitzed Brentford in the first sort of 10-15. And I think Garnacho deserves a lot of credit. I want to spend some time on him because even when the team wasn't functioning to how we want it to play in the first half, he always wants the ball. And yes, he was wasting some chances, making the wrong decision, shooting over the bar. The cross wasn't quite going well. But in the first half, he still keeps wanting the ball. He still keeps working his nuts off. And in the second half, he gets free. He takes his goal really well. A great ball from Rashford, who I'll get into a minute. And then after the goal from Garnacho, again, it was feed me. Keep giving me the ball. I'm going to keep going at my man. I'm going to keep going at Vandenberg, I think it was, at right back. And keep giving problems. And then there was a couple more crosses that flashed across goal. So we can be frustrated sometimes with his end product. But he's young. He's young, he's fearless, he keeps wanting the ball, keeps wanting to try things, and I was really pleased with his performance overall because he gets his goal and he was a constant threat. He's got loads of things to work on. He's still really raw. But he was good today. That's the best I've seen Rashford play in a long time. It's the best I've seen Rashford play in a long time, not just because of the assist. I'll get onto the assist in a minute, but his all-round game. I think he was getting back in, he was working hard, he was getting interceptions, he was breaking up play and going the other way where he was on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. He was doing a job. And I questioned him playing on the right-hand side and deeper as well in his 4-4-2. I was thinking he just feels like he's too far away from goal. If you're going to play Rashford, he's going to want to be running at goal. He's going to want to be either at front, making runs in behind Brentford, or definitely on the left-hand side coming in. And I didn't really see why he was on the right-hand side, but he shut me up with that straight away in the second half. When you see it back, it was a fantastic cross for Garnacho. And again, his general work rate all day was really, really good. I want to give a big shout out to Matthijs de Ligt as well. Apart from when he wasn't on the pitch when they scored, other than that, he was absolutely brilliant. He was everywhere. He was in the second half, he was fighting through tackles, going on a gallop down the right-hand side, getting the ball across the box, setting up a chance at the edge of the box. I think it was for Garnacho. And he won his headers in the second half. He was powerful, he was strong, he was dominant, and he's come through that little knock where he's got the blood coming out. I just think the medical team let him down. That should have been patched up where he could have just stayed on the whole time. Johnny Evans, another good performance from Johnny Evans. I have to say, Mr. Reliable. It doesn't matter that it's his 2024 and the 36-year-old Johnny Evans is doing it. He gets an ovation from the fans, rightly so, a standing ovation, because he's just dependable. When he plays, you know Johnny Evans is going to play a 7. You know, he never does anything too extraordinary. He plays the game. He's a top pro. He understands the game, and he understands the club. And for him to come in and supposed to be a bit part player, for him to come in and we're not really supposed to see much of him. Well, last year he's played the most games out the centre back, and the game before this he was man in the match against Villa. Then he rolls out again after the national break and puts in another really good performance. So he deserves a lot of praise today. I think Martinez against Fleck Buemo, was brilliant today, because that was one where you looked at it today and you said, right, who's going to be on Buemo on that right-hand side? You can't play Johnny Evans out there. When we saw the lineup and saw that it was Lisandro Martinez, he's been in bad form recently. And when we saw him earlier on in the Community Shield at left-back against Manchester City, he didn't look comfortable. So I was worried. I was worried about Bryan Mbeumo today. And Martinez done a number on him. He was good, he was physical, he was good on the ball. He kept supplying the ball very, very quickly, very, very crisply into Garnacho so we could be good in transitions. So I want to big him up. I think he was very, very good today after coming off the back of a bad little run where he hasn't been playing too well and been taken out the side. So a big shout out to him. Casemiro today, yes, he gives the ball away a couple of times when he tries to put the ball around the corner. But overall, I think he had a steady game. Eriksen, some really good balls in transition. Look, physically, we know he's not combative. We know our midfield with Bruno, Eriksen and Casemiro is not the most combative. It's going to get played through quite a lot. And that happened in the first half. But in the second half, Eriksen was really good. He used the ball really well. And he's a crisp passer. That's one thing about Christian Eriksen. He's not good in the tackle. He's not physical. But if you've got time and you've got space and you've got runners, he's a competent passer with both feet, and we saw that with balls over the top for Rashford, balls over the top for Garnacho. I thought he was excellent. Rasmus Højlund, I think, was much better in the second half. Takes his goal really well. First half, wasn't holding up the ball. I think Pinnock was beating him to the punch a lot of the times. But second half, again, like the rest of the team, they just raised it. He was being physical. Just actually a couple of moments before the end of the first half, he had a couple of half turns where he got the ball out to the left-hand side and started to neaten up his play a little bit. And that's what we want to see from him. And just that assist from Bruno outside of the boot, there you have it. And Rasmus is clean through. Nice little dink. Perfect finish. And look, that just proves if you get Rasmus into the positions often enough and give him opportunities, he will score. He will score. So I was really impressed with him. And look, overall, the context of how bad we've been and how bad we are, that doesn't change. We need to try and go on a run and build some confidence if we're going to turn this season around. But within this 90 minutes, I have to say, first half, wasn't impressed. Rashford was good, kept his levels high. Second half, everyone did their job. Everyone played well. Dalot was up and down as well. He was in a couple of times, some good distribution from Onana. I was impressed with him. The substitutions all came on and did their bit. Actually, Xerxes just, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's a big kid. He's a big boy, and he just looks a bit flat-footed. I know he brings people into play. He's got a crisp touch, but we're not really seeing that from him. But look, he's only been here for a few months, so he's got to acclimatise. But he looked a little bit off the pace. Lindelof came on, done his job. Mazraoui came on, done his job. And Ugarte towards the end came on and done his job as well. So all in all, look, we're coming out of there here. I'm not going to lie. We forgot what 3 points even feels like, mate. So just enjoy. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. We don't need to kick up no fuss. You don't even need to remember that Man United play. We got 3 points, yeah. That is all we needed to do. And now we can just enjoy the rest of the weekend. Watch Match of the Day if you want, because it's actually going to see some good highlights. My man of the match today, I'm going to give it to... Garnacho was really good. Rashford was really good. Rasmus was really good. Do you know what? I'm actually going to give it to Rashford. I'm going to give it to Rashford. I just think that there's a lot of candidates who could have it today, which is good. But I just think overall, even when the team wasn't really where they needed to be, he gets the assist, gets us off to a good start. And De Ligt is another candidate, actually. Could easily give it to De Ligt. Martinez is another one. There's loads. But how good is that? To come out and not really know who to choose as man of the match. I haven't been able to do that in ages, so I'll give it to Rashford.